Your Hollywood system stole our sex and co-opted our violence, so there's nothing left for our kinds of movies.
Movie.
I did not hit her. It's not true.
Klopex? Klopex. Klopek.
Up yours, baby.
Me and Bubba, my little brother, listen to you every night.
Where in the hell are we?
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Cody.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of Cult Film Review. I'm your host, Cody Everett, and this week we are pulling our boobies out because we are talking about Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. The Dark. Ugh. Okay, so why are we making sex noises?
Whoa.
That was like
Everybody came off this film rock hard.
Yeah, let's take this in the wrong direction in the first 30 seconds.
Can I just say mine was not sexual? I just said the dark. Mike made the.
I don't know.
Yeah, the
groan.
dark sounded like
yeah.
something sexual might have been
I
happening.
said
The Dark.
If it was like
Showtime.
the dark, then it wouldn't be sexual.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, that's not. There's nothing sexual about
This
that.
is out. Come on, this
I
is
don't
out
know.
of
You
control.
don't know what other people like.
This is out of control.
Who
so
cares? We're just doing it.
Let's start the show.
Okay.
Hey guys, we are talking about Elvira this week. It came out in 1988. It had a $7 million budget. It was filmed in Cali, according to our board.
Oh, God, you call it Cali?
Cali?
Yeah, bro.
California.
It was only written that way because there's not enough space for the boobs and for the
What is he? What is he?
the budget.
He's Ron Burgundy. He can't read off.
Yep. Very true.
You put it down there, that's what I'm going to read.
That's what's going to happen.
Hey, everybody.
So this was Chris's pick this week. I kind of want to get in, Chris, to why this was your pick when you first saw this movie. Why it was your pick?
Okay. I actually did not see this movie at a young age. I saw this movie.
Who said you did?
Yeah.
Well, I think.
Why did you assume that?
I think that it is assumed when you're an Elvira fan, which I am, that people assume that she's been with you your whole life.
Okay.
But Elvira just swept into my life, right at the right time, right when I was like in high school.
You mean right when you were going through puberty?
Right when I was discovering women. No, but that is
when
true.
I was discovering my
That is true. I
body.
mean, I remember seeing her. I totally remember seeing her like on TV and stuff when I was younger and growing up. So I was aware of her, but I didn't really like realize how attractive this woman was until I was older. So that's what got me interested. But then I watched the movie Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Sorry, did I say something
It was
wrong?
just so funny the way you said it. Like, it wasn't until I realized that how she attractive when changes were going through my body.
He's like,
You're getting the real deal here, guys. You are getting the raw deal.
He's like, I
Things were
realized
different to me.
she was attractive, and then I saw this movie.
And then I was like, little
listen.
Alice that sat next to me, I saw in a different light.
This is
and I
an
realized,
all-American boys story right here, right?
It's just Stand
Falling
By
in
Me.
love with your favorite goth
Did
chick.
you say Stand By Me?
That's everybody's life. Who didn't?
Oh, maybe if you grew up in the 90s. I don't know.
That's true. Everybody was doing it. It was cool then.
Yeah, so I don't know. But I watched the film and I thought it was freaking hilarious. Like the humor just like really sealed the deal for me. It actually made Elvira more interesting, more attractive in my mind. You know what I mean? So like her sense of humor. And so I wanted to do it. I know it's a big cult classic for some reason. I think a lot of people out there are see her as like this icon, this like sex symbol, this this dark mistress, and she represents horror. So I wanted to.
Good. I like that you name dropped the movie, but you just flipped it. That's a good job.
I don't even know what you're
She's
talking
this
about.
dark mistress. Oh, so the movie watch was Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. So
If I was to describe her, she'd be a dark mistress.
Yeah.
Not a mistress
like,
of the dark.
So
How long
all this is telling you is that they named it perfectly. It works.
So here's my question then for you, as I would say the biggest fan of this movie in the room. Is it the movie is a cult film, or is Elvira a cult character and that carries her through the film?
It's certainly a cult film but I think it's because of her. I mean, God damn it, her name is the movie. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah,
So,
that's a great point. I should
mean,
have thought of that.
No, actually I agree with you, Cody. I think you brought up a valid point. I think she's a cult film icon, and that's what draws people to the film. Like, that's it. It's not because this movie is a cult classic. It's because she's in it.
Right.
That's the
Let's
only reason
imagine.
it's a
Let's
cult
imagine
film.
for a second there was a movie called Freddy Goes to High School,
Sure.
and then he's just like,
Shut up.
Hey,
we got one fan in the house
Right.
Number one, he already did it. Watch the first movie.
Okay.
right away, Mike.
He's right there.
Well,
Drags the body
okay,
through the
better yet,
hallways. What else do you want?
Freddy goes to college. He's
Okay.
moved on. He's ready to get that degree. I mean, people are gonna go flock to see this because it's Freddy.
Yes.
So this movie, if it was anybody but Elvira, would this film be a cult film?
It could be if it was a different character that
Who?
wasn't Elva. Anybody pick one.
Who?
I don't know.
Clifford the
Fucking
Red Dog.
Make it up. If they did it right, yes.
Oh,
Like the Hebrew
no.
Clifford comes into town. They're
Yeah.
just like, we don't like dogs
Look, no,
here.
no,
We
no.
certainly don't like giant dogs. that just
Elvira-
step on everything.
Elvira is the appeal to the film. She is a cult icon.
No.
Her
Obviously-
body of work has become cult fandom at this point.
Yeah, and obviously it's about her, and I think that so here's my theory on this too, right? I think they went into this movie making it intentionally bad because that's what she does. She hosts bad movies.
Right.
So I think they went
And she's very self-aware about it too,
Yes.
which
and I think she's self-aware that this movie is not good.
Good
yes,
point. Great.
yes,
There we go.
but
Yeah,
that's the
that's
joke.
it.
That's part of the joke.
All right,
I
guys, we'll
agree.
see you next week on Cult Film and Review.
Great talking point.
Let's
No,
rate
no.
this film.
No, and I agree with that. Actually, that's part of the joke.
It is absolutely the
Yeah.
whole. I mean, even her. I mean, going back to her hosting, monster movies, she'd always make fun of them in between.
So she's kind of like, if you think about it, she's kind of like the precursor a little bit to like Mystery Science Theater.
Well, there was no.
Some
I mean,
extent,
there
right?
was
there was
some-
other people
there
that
was-
did
yeah.
stuff like
Well,
this.
like in Fright Night.
yeah,
Fright Night is very much like kind of like playing on this type of character.
yeah,
the
exactly.
host of the bad film.
Yeah,
that
Joe
comes
Bob Briggs
out.
was
Joe
another
Bob Briggs, yeah.
kind of host.
I
He
used to
wasn't
watch
as.
I used to watch him on TNT. I think
Yeah,
he hosted,
totally,
one
yeah.
on TNT.
God, I missed so much growing up without cable.
Yeah, you did.
Joe Bob
Yeah,
Briggs.
yeah.
Oh,
man.
dude, Joe Bob Briggs classic. He doesn't have his own movie.
Yeah, I mean, you see these people come. I mean, and they are the reason you're interested.
Oh, definitely. It helps. Like I know for me, Elvira, Joe Bob Briggs, probably more Joe Bob Briggs than Elvira, helped introduce me to cult films or movies so bad that they're good.
Yeah.
And I did fall in love with. There's still one that I can't think. If anyone knows this, please let me know. And someone in this room may. There's this movie that I remember from TNT that I can't get out of my head, and it's like about these gigantic bunny rabbits.
Night
like
of the
just
Lepus.
Yeah.
eating
Night of the
Night
Lepus.
of-
Night of the Lepus.
Okay, I gotta go watch that again because
Boom.
or we'll review
You know what's
it
so crazy?
because
I'm just gonna. This is gonna sound completely fucking just ridiculous now. Though it's gonna sound so stupid. When you said, "I hope someone in this room knows what it is," I instantly thought it's probably Night of the Lepus. And then you said,
'Cause
"It's
nobody
these
ever remembers.
gigantic bunnies." Yeah,
because yeah,
it
dude.
fucking immediately followed.
You were
I-
picking up on his.
I
his
was
waves
picking up
there.
on his waves there.
I saw that movie when I was like 12.
Yeah, me too. That was an Uncle Ken tape. I got
And-
to
yeah,
see
and
that.
Yes.
You watch it and you're like,
Of course
what
it
the
was.
hell
It's
is
so
this?
bizarre. It's just these people in giant bunny suits like mauling people, and then a bunch of miniature shots of like actual just bunny rabbits running through a town. It's terrible. It's
So-
really good though.
Got to see it.
Yeah, you do.
So she,
Yo, cult film interview, man.
Yeah.
I think it's important to have people like that to like her to introduce these kind of movies to a younger audience who may not know about them, which is essentially kind of what happens in this film. This film, honestly, I can say is not about young love.
You know
it's
what?
about young lust for sure.
It's about boobs.
Can I
Yeah.
go? Can I go off topic really quick?
Yeah.
Sure.
I just had like a moment of clarity.
Go ahead.
An epiphany, if you will.
Epiphany.
He had one.
Have
all
it.
of those Uncle Ken tapes he would record off a TV. They were probably all Elvira movies and that other guy you said movies.
Joe Bob Briggs, they probably were.
Probably were, man. Yeah.
That's
Honestly.
fucking crazy.
I'm sure that's where this
Boom.
interest comes from.
Boom.
Uncle Ken's DNA is swimming in our
Oh,
gene
God.
pool somewhere.
That's a weird way to put it. Okay.
It's true.
just swimming around. Just
Yep.
It all stemmed from somebody.
Uncle Ken, did you meet my mother at some point in time?
Why?
What
Did
happened?
Mike, you didn't
How
have.
did I get in this group? Did Uncle Ken bring me here?
No, how did
What happened is we needed a fourth, and we needed a house to do it in.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
God
No,
damn, that's sad.
I mean, Mike, you didn't. You didn't have like an introduction from anybody. Like you weren't flipping through the channels one night and stumbled across like an Elvira or Joe Bob Briggs. or
No,
anything like
to be fair, actually, my mother introduced me to horror films. She
My
was
brother was the one. That
very
introduced me.
big into horror. She loved Stephen King. She loved all those films, and she introduced me to to films I probably shouldn't have been
not
watching
so much,
at
not
that
so
age.
much,
but
not so much horror. Like I'm talking about like bad movies.
bad movies.
Yeah.
Uncle Ken for me.
Yeah, Uncle Ken. No, I don't know. I don't know. I think I just gravitated to film at a very early
Did you not
age.
have cable?
No,
either?
I absolutely had cable, and
Okay.
I watched
A lot
HBO
of it.
when we all knew it as home box office.
Oh yeah, for sure.
where we would fly
Dude,
through the neighborhood,
Which was the coolest intro,
Oh, my
dude.
God.
Go back and watch that shit. It's
Oh.
so good, even still to this
Yeah,
day.
no, I watched a lot of cable when I was a kid, and I do remember Elvira. I don't
So do
remember
I.
being really super into her or anything like that.
Uh.
But I remember watching a movie like Fright Night and being like, oh, so there's these shows that they do where
Yeah.
there's a host and they
Peter
do this cool thing.
Vincent, yeah.
I remember watching that film and knowing that they were doing a spoof at Elvira, even at a very early age, because she had been in.
She's a household name.
Yeah, she was there.
Would you say she's a household name?
Yeah, absolutely.
definitely.
Well, I mean, because I'm 86.
Yeah.
About that.
I very remember
give or
her.
take 10
Yeah.
years.
Yeah,
up.
you-
I remember.
It's been a long time.
Yeah,
You are pushing.
but she definitely
100.
was. What channel was she on?
I don't even know. See, that's
Was
the
she like
thing.
a PBS?
I do
kinda
remember
thing?
her be like there's certain like people I remember like
She's on Hulu now.
celebrity wise that I'll never forget. You know, like Donald Trump, you could say is one of them. You always heard about him when you were a kid, right?
And you hear about them a lot now.
Yeah, you sure fucking do. But Elvira was another person that always like stood out to me. I guess maybe that's part of what drew me into like the horror and the dark element is seeing that kind of imagery and being
Like a
like
fun
that's
character with it?
interesting, huh?
Yeah, like a fun
She
character.
made
Yeah.
she made horror sexual for you, so it made it okay.
Totally. And horror's already sexual,
I
anyways.
agree.
It is.
And see,
There's
that's another thing I kind of want to talk about with the character that she chose. Like as far as that, like hypersexual, very much doesn't apologize for flaunting it, but also doesn't. I don't want to say like she expects you to look, but
Don't touch.
She's not cheap.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Like she has a very high
She's-
self-esteem.
Okay, let's put it this.
Yeah.
She's in control of her sexuality.
Yep.
hmm
She has a very high self-esteem, and she and a very high positive image of herself. And I don't even think if she looked the way that she did, gorgeous. Like I think she could still play that character and play it that way, if that makes sense.
No.
Like you don't. No, no, like I don't get this sense that the Elvira character, if the Elvira character was fat
Okay.
and had warts,
Uh-huh.
like I don't get that. Like she plays that character so well that I believe that she would be that character fat with warts. Like
Huh.
like that.
I think you just destroyed
I
everything.
am totally
Chris,
not.
ever.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to paint the image. I just can't.
No.
do
What
it.
I'm saying is her confidence in herself is not just looks based. Do you see what I'm saying? In the character.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the character Elvira, not the person, not the fucking.
I
Cassandra.
feel like
not
she. I feel.
Cassandra.
I don't know. I feel like her character choice, at least in this movie, was very like she couldn't decide because I feel like she was very confident. Part of the film, and then she would like flip over to this really ditzy character that like was like
But she
the
always-
victim and shit. And,
Yeah,
like,
but she always
it's
played
just-
it to the situation that benefited her, which is smart.
What do you mean
So
by that?
she-
Explain that.
What do you mean?
What do you mean she played it to the
She
situation?
like when she played Dopey, like with the kids, they come and see her movie, and she's crying, fake crying, and blah 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 blah. She played it towards her situation. She uses her sexuality.
Yep.
She uses her and her wits all the time, or she tries to a lot of times and fails in the movie too. But she's always trying to outsmart someone or charm someone.
there is a feel of this film that I feel like predominates like the 90s and stuff, like this fish out of water. It's a fish out of water tale, right? She goes to a
Yeah.
small town and she's
It's 1988, by the way.
it's getting there.
Still in the
Yeah.
80s.
It whatever, 89, whatever. Anyways, she comes to this town.
88.
She's this over sexualized character. There is something to be gained from like the message of this film,
yeah,
I guess,
it's about
which
like
is
being too moral or being really the opposite.
Yeah.
Like because even what do they have, morality festivals and shit?
They have
like
a
that
morality
going on? Like,
festival.
they're all-
Everybody is
leave it to fucking Beaver. Like,
is hyper, which is weird. Very hyper. What's the word I'm trying to use? Prudish.
yeah,
Prudish.
definitely.
Except for the blonde, who is obviously
She wants to be a bad girl, but she's stuck in a.
yeah. And that's another thing that I liked about Elvira when she comes into town is that you also kind of get the impression that she can take care of herself.
Yeah, that's what I'm
'Cause
saying.
she's seen some shit.
That's
You
what
know what I mean?
She's
Like,
not afraid to leave her job. She's not afraid to go. She's just trying to get this
No.
money so that she can go to Vegas because she has one big dream.
and
goal.
she'll cut a bit.
She's
She'll cut
I
somebody.
cut you, man. She's a she's a very confident, strong woman, female character, and I think that's one of the things that I love about this character, and I think that makes this character so appealing to everybody else.
Yeah,
and why it also helps to have a cult following because it's like, yeah, I'm sexy, so what? Fuck you.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Also, like it's great.
yeah.
I think that is like in part of the character because I don't really want to get into the movie yet. I just kind of wanted to talk about the character first of Elvira and kind of get that going so people know who she is.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, let's take a break and we'll be right back.
Okay.
Keep the kids back. Keep the kids back, honey.
Well. Oh! Oh! Well, I never.
Yeah, and you never will with them soup cans on your head.
Listen, young lady, I don't know who you are or where you came from, but you most certainly don't fit in this town. Why, you don't even fit in that dress.
Listen, sister, if I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you.
Anita! Anita! It's the Antichrist, I tell you, the Antichrist.
Hey guys, we're back and we're talking about Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Came out in 1988, starring none other than Elvira.
All right, first question. Who else was upset that her boobs never came out?
That's
They
not
did.
true. They kind of gave it to you
Yeah.
at the end a little bit. Not quite.
Nah.
She's got to stay classy. That's what makes her classy.
You know
That's
what
what
I
makes her
kinda-
family friendly, Kyle.
You know what I kind of like?
Yeah, that's real
Yeah,
family
that's-
friendly.
At what point was she family friendly and doing Playboy? Which part was
I
that?
feel like this movie's pretty family friendly.
It is. It earned its PG-13 rating because
Oh, it pushed it.
every single
Oh,
one
yeah.
of these jokes is a double entendre.
Oh yeah.
There's so
they
many.
don't say sex. They don't say blowjob.
Yes, they do.
Actually, they do say blowjob.
Do
in
they
the
say
movie.
blowjob?
In the movie, they
You have
say
to throw a
blowjob?
blowjob in there, okay? This is I gotta appeal to the adults.
Is that protected by the FCC? Is that a word
The
that we can't say?
FCC.
Yeah, is that something we can't say?
This we're not
No,
governed
we're not.
by that.
The motion,
I'm asking-
the motion picture.
That's not the FCC either.
Yeah, the Motion
the
Picture
FCC
Association?
is
The MPAA?
broadcast only, not the MPAA. Is
Oh,
what
the
you mean.
MPAA.
Yeah.
So let me ask a question: is
Yeah.
blowjob one of those special words you can't
I
say
think you can say
on
it.
a movie
If you
on
can
a
say
flight?
if you
on
can
a
say
flight.
fuck
On a flight?
Yeah, because they
What
have
does
a
that
whole
mean?
thing
Well,
on the
that's
flights.
governed by a different.
Yeah, that's also-
that's a whole.
Is that maritime law?
What
What
the
is
might
that?
be- yeah, it's a-
Aeronautical law?
I think that's maritime law.
submarinical
Is that-
law?
It depends. Though. Are they over international waters or not? These are important things to ask.
Very important questions. Can we show Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, on a flight from New York to Taiwan?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
I
Yeah,
think
you
you could.
That's a roundabout way of going.
I mean,
to
if you want
Taiwan.
the whole crew laughing,
If it's
you
at
would
night-
think you would think
if
you'd
it's at
leave from
night-
LA. Is all I'm saying. You wouldn't go from New York to Taiwan. Why would you fly over all that United
People
States?
from New York have to go to Taiwan at some point in time.
Well, they probably go to LA.
They're flying
first.
over some ocean.
Why are we still talking
If
about
you're,
flights?
if you're listening to the show right now and you fly and you commute normally from New York to Taiwan, please tell us how you do it.
Okay, so getting into what this movie is about, if you don't know, if you have not seen Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, it's basically about a TV host who quits her job because she's sexually harassed. Finds out that because she thinks she also has a show in Vegas, finds out that she has to put up $50,000 to get that show in Vegas. But also at the same time, with perfect timing, she finds out that she has a great aunt who dies, and she's part of her will. So she goes to Fairville. Is Fairville? Farewell?
Falwell?
Falwell.
I think it's Falwell.
There it is. You got it, Kyle.
What I say?
I don't know.
Okay.
Can't put that one back together.
Falwell?
Yeah, I think so.
Like Jerry?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Was they saying something with that? I don't know.
So
Huh.
goes there.
I don't know who that is.
Jerry Falwell.
Nope.
She goes.
Just
to
repeating his name doesn't help me at all, Mike.
Somebody knows.
She goes to this town, and they're all about morals, and she is not. And she flips the town upside down. It's kind of like Footloose. in a way, but without dancing, but with boobs.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's
You know?
pretty good.
It's Footloose with boobs.
Although
There was a
It's boob loose.
those
Boob
boobs
loose.
do dance.
They
definitely
dance.
dance.
They have
They
quite a
had
number.
to get more money at the end of the filming. The execs liked it so much that they gave her more money to film the Vegas scene.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That did feel out of place to me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
it's
I mean,
Yeah,
it
it fucking did.
It
It
makes
just
sense. It
happens.
makes sense, but it does make sense that you would see that because that's been the goal the whole time is for her to get to Vegas
Yeah, but
and have her own show.
don't
Can I
you
just
don't
say-
you feel like if they hold on? Don't you feel
Yeah.
like if they had like kind of ended the movie on like a marquee of her name in like Vegas lights, it would have had the same impact?
No, then that dance number, shoot.
You just said it felt out
That
of place.
dance number
It
is
did,
what
no, I'm
You
not.
just said it felt out
no,
of place.
The
that's
style,
when the family walks
style
out,
of it,
Chris.
the style of it felt out of place to the rest of the film. It felt too serious.
No, that's where the family walks out, though. In my opinion, in this movie, when you say
Mike's face.
when you say it's family friendly, when that scene comes up at the end, dude,
Yeah.
that's
That's for the adults.
Yeah.
That's not family friendly.
that's that's put the kids to bed.
Well, maybe
She's not
maybe in
completely-
theatrically
she's-
they didn't show that
she's
part.
she's not nude, but you get an
You know they
enough
did, Chris.
Yeah, they
imagination.
did.
You
of
know
course.
they
Of course
did.
they did. That's the Big Bang. That's you going out with a big bang right there. Big
That's-
dance number.
Like, grab a tool, bang something.
Grab a tool and start banging.
Yeah, that's what it is.
God.
There's so many one-liners. Okay, they make a world record in this movie for a one-liner.
They
Yeah.
have to.
For double entendres,
The entire story is told through jokes, essentially.
it
Yes.
essentially is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all sex jokes.
But okay, so she got nominated for a
Razzie,
Razzie, for worst actress. Do you guys really think she's a bad actress?
Yes.
You know what? Hold on a second, Mike.
Uh-oh.
I do
You're
not.
right.
I do
I-
not think she's a bad actress.
Honestly, like, yeah, I was actually thinking about this while watching it, and no, I don't think she's a horrible actress. I feel like if you put her in a movie with like really well written dialogue and like some character development, like you put her in a straight movie, I feel like she would be able to hold her own for the most part.
definitely,
Yeah.
because
She's so good at playing this fake
She's
character.
big. Like she knows how to. Her
She's-
timing
She's
is
big,
good.
all right.
No, her
She's-
timing's
I'm
good.
sorry,
She's
I'm doing Elvira.
she's playing.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Were you talking about something else? I'm big, all right.
Does that
I
her
certainly
line?
am bigger than you.
Yeah, she's. Oh yeah.
That's a line.
she
That's her swinging dick
that's
right there.
That's a line. That's a line.
What was that?
That's you. That's
Oh.
a line.
Is
Right
that, how,
there, that's
is
a
that
line.
how I sounded?
No, I just want you to say that every time you say a line from a movie now. That's a line.
Who are you talking to?
Kyle.
Okay.
Okay.
Later.
That's a line.
No, I think
This
Such a weird episode.
This show is a fucking
Such
train
a
wreck
weird
so far.
episode.
No,
Complete
no, it's
train
fine.
wreck,
It's
but
gonna
it's
be
good.
good.
It's
we're going
good.
back into it. We're
Thanks
going
for
back into it.
sticking with us, folks.
No, she definitely knows.
Should have
Mike.
taken that break.
Mike, she definitely knows the character, and she's playing a character, and I think she's playing that character exactly how it's envisioned.
yeah,
and,
right.
and very well.
Let-
Because how many people know her only as Elvira? How many people can name her real name?
Well, that's what I wanted to get at. Chris, being the person that
Cassandra Peterson?
probably knows,
Yes, not. It's written on the board.
probably knows Elvira the most.
I did look at the board, actually.
This is her shtick, right? I mean, this is her whole thing.
This
Like
is her
even on her
jam.
show,
Definitely.
like it was just like, well, that monster was really
Yep. Absolutely.
whatever.
Yeah.
So am I. You know,
It was
like,
a little more. It wasn't as fast paced as the movie is, but
See,
yeah.
this is the part of the film that I have a hard time having I have an issue with the film. Okay, I felt like it was a really bad Ernest film. Okay,
must
at
be
this-
why I like it.
but at the same time, it's like I can't criticize it too much because did she not give the fans what they wanted?
She did.
If you're gonna say this is an Elvira film and this is her whole thing,
Yeah, this is by design.
it's got to be all that
This is-
overtly like
yeah.
weird sexual thing. Like it's just so.
That's the thing. It is totally by design, and honestly, this movie is completely and totally geared towards the Elvira fan. If you're not an Elvira fan, like you're not gonna like the movie because you're not gonna get it.
Right.
You know.
See, but I also feel like this movie has sort of like
It does-
a Monster Squad vibe, even like it kind of
what? What
yeah.
the hell?
like
Too far.
No, it's like
Crossed the
it's in this.
line.
No, it's in this world of comedy horror.
Kyle, hold on. Kyle, can you do me a favor? Can you put a sound effect in right here that sounds like a referee whistle blowing?
All right.
And there you go.
There it is. Thank you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Did I upset you with my Monster Squad comment?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
there's
kind of,
It's
actually.
not even
No.
where.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like Monster Squad is a horror film that is
This is
supposed to be
that's a
geared towards
kid-
Okay,
children.
I don't want to go
Children
down
in
this road. We
peril.
can talk about it off air, but I do
I
have
don't
some
know. We're
disagreements
talking about it on
here.
air.
No, why not talking
you,
about it right
you
now?
put it out there. Explain
you
where you're
asked
coming
the question
from.
and then you don't want the answer.
Monster Squad and Elvira both have this like fun, fantasy, lighthearted comedy, adventure, horror kind of blend, dude.
Monster
like you
Squad-
don't fucking see
Yeah,
that.
but Monster Squad takes itself a little more serious.
No, it not really.
Yes,
Oh,
it does.
yes, it
Are you
does.
kidding
This
me?
is straight
Yes,
up.
it does.
This is straight up Pee Wee Herman.
I understand that there's
straight up
more
Three
one-liners. It's
Stooges.
quicker, all this stuff. It's a different character,
No,
but I'm
no.
saying the overall
No,
mood.
even-
And hold
vibe.
on,
No,
we
In
don't
terms
we don't
of-
see a
hold on.
monster until 3/4 in the film.
No,
like,
hold on. Not even 3/4, dude. It was legitimately the last 22 minutes because I watched it and had to rewind it.
When
so
she
you could
opens
finish
the
it.
pot.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
like
I guess
kinda like the
that's-
first
yeah, that's
time.
a halfway.
There's
that's
a bu-
quarter way.
no,
Anyhow,
there's
no,
a
no,
two
no.
body
Hold on a
counts in the
second.
first
No, the
10
monster.
minutes.
Going back to the Monster Squad thing, the Monster Squad took itself seriously because it was paying homage to those Universal movie monsters and showing them in a good light and almost reimagining, if you will. Whereas this is just the boob jokes. It's not Monster Squad.
I think
don't
it's like
see
the. I think it's the Midwestern feel that I'm talking about.
Well,
The
you can say that. You
Midwestern,
can say that about any witch movie.
Oh,
then.
I love the feel of that town in this movie. I hate that town. They're fantastic. Good for
Exactly.
them.
But you know what this is? It's like the Universal backlot.
I love her line. What is it? Oh, it's not any of my business, but everything's my business. I love that line.
Right away.
That's a line from the movie. Is that what my thing was supposed to be?
That's a line.
That's a line.
That's a line.
There it is.
I will say
Yeah.
that this film takes every plot of every late 80s film.
Yeah.
And mashes it together.
I gotta get $50,000.
How are we gonna raise so much money?
Let's have a car wash.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the dean.
There's
You
the
know?
dean.
It's something like that. There's always that asshole that just like,
Fucking funny.
The perfect,
true.
the perfect shitty town, like the perfect nice
is.
shitty town.
It's the Footloose town. That's what it is. But they don't like metal
Nobody
or
puts.
punk
No,
rock.
I'm just gonna say this. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Let's do it.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and throw my hands up and throw my hands.
Hey, Elvira, we got us a couple more volunteers.
Great. Just grab a tool and start banging.
All right, so let's talk about, I guess, some of the stylistic choices in this movie. Okay, so one of the things that drove me nuts when I was watching this movie, and Mike was over for a little bit of it, I was saying her house. I was like, I know this house.
Yeah.
Where's this house from?
Is that the Munsters house?
It was the Munsters house.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
driving me insane.
yeah.
That I could
I'm
not
so
think of
glad
it
I
while
knew
was-
that. I'm
while I
so
was
glad I
watching.
knew that.
And then they
you
ruined,
did? This is the first time I've
just
heard it.
legitimately.
I knew the house, but I just couldn't.
Then they ruined it with paint.
Yeah.
That was weird. I wonder what that how they did that. If they did paint it,
They
No.
probably painted it.
It's all lighting.
it's all just lighting.
Yeah, they just got gels on.
That's
different
really
lights.
good fucking lighting.
One of the other stylistic things that I thought that I wanted to talk about here because
You thought you
uh,
wanted to talk about?
no, I do want to talk about it.
Okay, cool.
Which is over. It's again like this movie. Everything's kind of over exaggerated in this movie. We kind of harped on that, but they even do it visually with how many boob shots there are in this movie.
Yeah.
This again another. I feel like there's another world record here. This has got more boob shots than porno.
Yeah.
Like
it probably does.
cleavage shots. I mean,
Oh.
if it's like every 10
Dude,
seconds, it's like
you
an
know what?
MTV
Honestly,
video,
let me
bro.
She splits a
hold
chain
on a
with her
second.
breast.
Yeah, she does. let me tell you this, Cody.
It's her
I'm
superpower.
I'm gonna sum up this entire film for you. This entire film can be summed up by the last 5 minutes of this movie, which is her twirling the tassels on her tits, and it's just the shot holds on her for about 5 to 8 minutes while she twirls various boobs. That's the entire movie. You can just sum it up with that scene. If somebody
Why do
wants
you
to know
seem so angry
what's-
about that?
No, I'm not. I don't seem angry about it. I'm just explaining to him. That's how I can sum it up. That's the movie.
Like if I was like
it is,
I've-
but there's more
listen,
than that.
Here's who's
It
here.
all revolves around it to some degree.
Here's
but there's
who I
more.
kind of feel bad for on this.
I feel
one,
like it's
though.
a poorly written story written around her boobs.
I feel bad for the cinematographer on this one.
Why?
Because it's like
Why?
how artistic can you be?
Hold
with
on.
Well,
100
I mean,
boob shots.
Well, wait.
Honestly, like if you're, I don't know about that, Cody, because I mean, if you're a
There's a lot of ways to shoot boobs.
No. Why don't you let's hear me out? Hear me out. I mean, part of being a great cinematographer is also being able to be invisible. Like you don't have to do extremely amazing, elaborate shots all the time. If you can capture what you need to capture in a very simple, easy shot, then you're also a good cinematographer.
Oh, you mean all the times they sped up the camera?
Oh, I don't know. That's not cinematographer. That's editing. that's some asshole in the editing room is like, oh, let's just speed this up here.
I will say
and
there's
this
no way.
Let's do this
hold
as
on.
well in high speed.
Okay, then let me go back to it. There's no way the cinematographer is invisible because I feel like every opening shot was just like, okay, and now focus on her breasts. And when a rack focus out.
It's by the numbers. It's by the numbers. Just focus on boobs.
And here we go. And Elvira, go.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I felt it was.
I'm not going to disagree with you
a lot
at
of
all
shots
on
start
that.
off with a
But
close-up of her
here
breast
is-
and then move out.
You could say anytime they want to establish a new location, you start with the cleavage and pan out.
Who's,
That's
okay,
absolutely.
let me ask this question. Whose fault do you think it is that these shots are in this film?
Oh, it hers.
It is. She wrote this fucking thing. Like,
Wait.
yes, like
Okay.
she is the
But
one
she
making
didn't
jokes.
She didn't write the shooting script.
Huh?
She didn't write the shooting
What
script.
the fuck? Who cares? She wrote the fucking story, the
No,
script.
no, I
that-
understand that, but do you think she really wrote in, like,
Yes.
Oh,
focus
yes.
on
Yes,
my
I do.
breasts?
Yes, this is
Definitely.
definitely all her sense of humor. I agree with
No,
that
I-
100%.
I'm not saying they don't capture what she's about. I'm just saying that, like, can we say this is, like, artistic cinematography by any means?
No.
Stretch of the imagination.
What it
No.
is the joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the joke. It's the visual
The
joke.
punchline.
See, that's the kind of thing, man. Like, I don't. For me, where I understand what they were doing with those shots, repeating them over and over again. They beat the dead horse. I never got funny again because it was like, here's another one. Here's another. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
wasn't like to the point where it was
Although
so ridiculous.
the only part that it does go so ridiculous, and I did actually laugh at, is when she breaks the chain with her boobs.
Yeah.
It's the only time it went so ridiculous. Like,
She,
all
like-
right, that's pretty
Yeah,
funny.
she did. She, like, Hulk.
She just like flexed her tits, and they just like boom,
Yeah.
cut right through galvanized steel.
He's just getting away with the T word on the show tonight, isn't he?
What's that?
Just throw it out.
Yeah.
We don't have the FCC
This entire
or
movie,
MPAA.
dude. This entire movie is her tits.
TNA.
We've already covered that.
That's TNA. It is.
We,
But
and
no,
we've covered that we're allowed to
There's
talk about them.
There's also some, lighting's okay. I mean, there's nothing that really stands out.
Nothing bad.
Music is fun. I can say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
There's some. Again, they do like the overuse of music, but I think that's more of the less like her character again.
Wait, didn't we say, Kyle?
Oh, it's
Didn't they use the same like weird guitar riff multiple times?
Oh,
and it-
like at least 9 or 22 times.
Yeah, and it was just like the same thing for the first half of the film. It's just the
Yeah.
same guitar riff
No,
over
the
and over and over
thing,
again.
the thing I complained the most about the music was how quickly it came in and how abruptly it ended.
Yeah.
Like, if they're going to use music to like build up a scene of any sort, it's like normally it's like, oh, it's a nice little like fade out as the music goes away when the action's over. This one was just like, banana, and we're back into talking. There's dialogue now. It's happening.
I think one thing that I can say that they got 100% correct, except for maybe some of the teenagers, but who cares about them, was the adult surrounding cast around her. All them, they were fantastic actors.
They got some
Their
really
characters,
good.
Their characters were funny.
They got some really good late '80s character actors to do this.
Oh, what's
film.
his name? You talked about him the other night.
The guy from Wayne's World.
Yeah, he's like the douchebag in every single
kind
movie.
of basically. And then the woman that plays Chastity.
Chastity.
Yeah.
Chastity Pariah.
She's
Yep.
been in everything.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's
been
always
like
a straight.
210 things I saw.
Yeah,
on
Really,
TV.
that doesn't surprise me. She
Yeah.
played that character.
I'm curious
for a
how
very
many
long time.
movies that other guy's been
When
in.
I was
then.
when I was watching this movie and it's the scene where it's the morality party and they all eat the
Yeah.
the stuff and start all having basically an orgy. I was watching it and I was like, "Yep, oh, well, she just sat on that guy's face. Like,
She does.
definitely just sat on that guy's
Did it
face."
not
I
gross
know,
you? Did
right?
it not gross you out when she
Is
like
this he taken?
she put the mustard on the guy's ear
That-
and like
oh, that
sucked
was
it
gross.
off?
I
That
actually-
was disgusting.
I saw that scene twice. Once with Kyle, and then once with with Cody, and I had to look away both times because
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
so...
it's a good gag.
It was really weird because Mike just made us both watch that scene with him individually, just that scene.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that.
Come watch this with me.
Yeah, and he
Hey,
did,
Cody, are you busy right now?
The
Yeah, I
reason
need
he
you to
wasn't-
watch something with me.
the reason he wasn't watching it and he was turned away was because he was staring at me the whole time I was watching it.
Well, the truth is that scene actually sculpted my adolescence.
Okay.
And my, yeah.
Yeah.
That explains
Oh,
why
God.
there's so much mustard in your house.
That's true. I can't.
Yeah.
I
All those
can't.
mustard bottles
I
under
can't
your
get
bed.
off without mustard in my house.
Under your bed.
Yeah. I got a nice Dijon under there.
He's
When I
like-
want to get fancy.
Mike, why does it smell like a
He's
fucking
taking-
corpse in your room?
He's taking
All
it
those
so
old
far.
mustard jars.
He's
I don't
grinding
know.
up his own mustard. He's making his own various mustards and stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
A real mustard connoisseur behind closed doors.
I got a good spicy brown under there.
Nice stone ground yellow.
Stone ground yellow. Yeah. 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 You got to keep it
horrible.
How'd
gotta
you,
keep
how'd
it
you like
spicy.
the dog, Gonk?
You
loved him?
No.
He doesn't
Nope.
remind you of your animals?
Nope.
No, mine either.
Nope.
I never had a dog that wore a belt.
Does a dog wearing a belt make you mad?
I was like, look at these special effects,
Does a
man.
dog-
That belt shrunk and
If
fit
it
on
was
his
a
mouse.
cat wearing a belt, would you feel better?
Oh yeah,
And
Of
if
course.
it had a dyed mohawk?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Or
Of
did it have,
course.
it had a mohawk,
Yeah.
right?
How have
course
you
it
not
did.
made this film?
Of course
yet?
he did.
Why didn't you make this film, Chris?
Why didn't I make this film?
Yeah.
I fucking don't know, but I wish
Punk
I did.
cat.
It'll come out soon enough, I'm sure.
What's I mean, going back to the side characters again too, and the teenagers in general. Man, were those just plain cut like a
Typical.
characters.
Yeah.
A
Like,
typical small town.
I really didn't even feel bad for the girl with the makeup. I don't remember her name. When she comes down in makeup.
Makeup.
And her grandma at the hotel. and her
Oh,
grandma's like-
right.
I think
Beats
that
the
was her
shit out of her.
mother.
I'm just
I
kidding.
think that was her mother.
Everybody in this town
that's
is
her grandma.
terrible,
That's
and
her grandma.
Elvira is the only one in the town that actually seems like
Her
the
and the
person you'd
teen.
want to
That's
hang
why the
around.
town was so shooken up.
Well, what about her love interest
like
in the
that.
film?
Yeah. What? Okay.
Yeah, he was bizarre.
He
Yeah,
was.
What an
yeah.
odd
I don't
choice.
Well, here's the
What
thing.
an odd choice.
Have you ever seen Elvira's Haunted Hills?
No.
The love interest is kind of similar. Like
Oh, so that's just her type.
that's her type, I think.
Her whole,
Big
her whole
and
type
buff.
is
She's
big,
ruining
buff,
my
and
life.
doofy.
I'm just kidding. No.
She likes big, big and doofy.
Big and
big,
doofy.
doofy, prudish.
Yeah. Does he ever sleep
No,
with
I
her?
don't think he's prudish. I think he just doesn't
because she's
know.
running shit.
Wait, hold on.
Just doesn't
he,
know.
No, he doesn't ever sleep with her, does he?
No,
I don't
never.
think so.
No.
nothing ever
He's
happens.
sitting on the other side of the couch.
Yeah.
Nervously crossed.
you know. Oh man, I
Is
don't
he
know how to describe
intimidating?
it.
What do you think that means?
I think he's just a small-minded.
He's a small town guy.
Yeah, small
guy who
town
doesn't
guy.
know how to deal with this.
All this sexual energy
Simple.
in the air.
This sexually confident
What's
woman.
that?
But he makes no attempt, even on a small level, right? I mean, like, does he ever
No.
seem interested in Elvira at any point in time?
No. Was he gay?
I don't know.
No,
I think that's
don't
what we
think
were
he
trying to
was.
get at.
They made out. They made out.
Did they?
Yeah, in the attic. When
Huh.
she got scared, she pulled him down.
Yeah, and he like ran away.
And then no. The attic scene happens, and then
No,
it fades to a
she
new
kisses
scene.
him outside of the movie theater, and he like pushes her away.
Yeah, but this happens after that when they're in her attic and they find the letter from her aunt that's written to her. The lights go out. The lights come back on. She's holding a snake, and then she freaks out and they make out,
Great
and then
gag.
it fades to black.
Great gag.
So
the snake.
Great
one
gag.
could assume they had sex in the film.
Whose wiener feels?
One can expect that
like
they
a snake.
definitely
I don't
fucked
think they
that
did.
snake.
I never got the
They
impression
probably had sex with a snake.
Yeah, they definitely used that
that.
snake
I think
as a
they
prop.
wanted you to think it was him, but it was a snake the whole time.
Well, no. That's the gag. Of
Get the
that.
comedy, Kyle. Jeez.
I got the comedy of that. I'm explaining to you that they did have sex, actually.
I
Cody.
don't know.
Chris, do you have any favorite quotes?
Of course, you don't want to think that, Chris.
I don't know if she would do that to me. I'm just kidding.
Chris, do you have any favorite quotes?
God, dude, no. If I could get in my fucking phone right now and read them all off to you, because there's a
What?
million.
got
Would you
like
lock
a
yourself
giant
out?
piece of paper in front of you,
Oh, that's true. I do.
like
What-
notes.
What did I write on this thing,
Yeah, I don't
anyways?
I don't know. Apparently, you thought you came prepared.
I came prepared. I just forgot about it. Hey, what about sliced soda? What happened to that?
It's like a Seinfeld episode out of nowhere.
I saw that
That's
and I
a
was
note you wrote down
yeah,
from this movie.
Yeah, I saw it on the table and I was
Slice
like,
is still around. right?
Slice?
Slice soda.
What
yeah.
happened to
It's a
that?
grapefruit soda, right?
No, it's orange.
Oh, it's
man.
orange. I'm
Did
orange.
you?
Oh,
did-
slice. Right. Okay. Now I know
Yeah,
what
slice
you're
is still
Oh
around.
yeah. Not slice, but slice.
No,
Yeah,
I'm thinking
Mike.
of what's the other one?
Oh,
with
the
the
other
grapefruit?
slice, Mike. Oh, not the other
Squirt.
slice.
I'm thinking of
You're
squirt.
thinking of squirt.
I'm thinking of squirt.
Oh.
No one drinks squirt.
I do have.
God
I
damn,
do have
two
a
sexual
favorite line
innuendos right
actually.
there.
I do have a favorite line, and it is, "Listen, sister, if I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you." I don't know why.
That was my least favorite delivery.
I
Yeah,
love
wow,
it.
That's a line.
the way you said it made it sound
Okay.
really creepy.
It's boring. Okay, sorry.
Listen, sister, I'm
That's
gonna
that
beat
was
it
too
out of you.
I wouldn't say
monotone.
boring
Listen,
as much as it envisions.
Listen, sister.
I'm gonna beat
Oh
it
my
out of
God.
you.
This podcast
If I
is
want your
insane
opinion,
right
I'll
now.
beat it out of you.
That's why we're gonna go ahead and just rate this movie, Kyle.
What are we rating it, Chris?
What are we rating it, Chris?
God damn, I
It's
don't
your
know.
movie. It's your pick. What are we gonna rate it?
Could it be anything?
Elvira cleavage.
Could it be anything but Elvira's cleavage?
I think that's the only thing we
It's gotta
can go
be.
with.
Yep.
I mean,
Done and done.
All right.
unless you want to go like really deep and be like, oh, cans of sliced soda.
yeah.
I like that too. I like that too a lot.
Okay.
Cans of slice.
Cookbooks.
Because the question is, if we pick cleavage and I say I want to give it a half a score.
I
Is
feel like
that, is
we
that
were-
one
one
boob?
breast?
feel
That's
like
only
we-
one boob.
Yeah.
How did we get this far in this episode? I feel
I'm
like
just
we didn't even
saying
talk
that
about
you
it.
need two boobs to make a cleavage. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just going with
Yeah.
the classic Elvira cleavage. Sorry.
Elvira
Cleavage.
Cleavage.
All right. All right.
Let's start with Kyle Smith. Kyle.
I'm gonna give this movie 2 Elvira cleavage. Wait, is it 2 cleavage or 2 boobs?
It'd be two cleavage.
It'll be two cleavages.
Two sets
So
of-
So it'd
four,
be 4 boobs.
four separate pairs of two separate.
So
pairs
really,
of
you're
breasts
giving it a 4.
and
So
four
it's 4
separate
boobs.
breasts.
So you're really giving it a 4 out of
Yeah.
5.
I'm giving it 2 cleavage.
Perfect. Just
Okay.
where you should
2
be.
out of 5 on this one. Yeah, this movie is definitely for the diehard Elvira fans. Elvira, there's no denying her status in terms of cult film legend. She brought quite a few of these really low budget, terrible movies to like the public's attention with her show and stuff. So that's why she's getting 2. She's not getting any points whatsoever for this movie because this movie is terrible. It's not really well written. It's the same joke over and over and over again. So she gets 2 Elvira cleavage.
Cleavages.
Cleavage.
Where she lives? She lives in Cleavages.
She lives in Cleveland.
It's actually in the outskirts.
I am going to
of
spell it
Cleveland.
on the rating box. Cleavage. Elvira's cleavage.
Next
That's what
up,
you got from me.
we got myself. I'll go next. I agree with you on the fact that if you're an Elvira fan, you're probably going to enjoy it more than if you're not. It may turn some people into Elvira fans. I think there is humor to this, and it does its style of humor. I don't know if it does it the best that it can, but it does do its style of humor pretty well. I'd have to give it 3 cleavage. More for her. The movie is not. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss.
Mostly miss, but
It misses. It strikes out a couple of times, but when it hits good. It hits good. Mike,
did you talk about a part in the film where it hit tonight?
yeah,
Okay. I'll have to go back and
I
re-listen.
don't think, probably not.
And then I'll re-record my answer to that later on.
Kyle's just in his room talking to
To a
podcast.
microphone, just like, Cody, I think you're wrong, and here's why.
Yep, that sounds
You
good.
guys won't know about it until the episode releases.
We'll just think it happened.
Mike,
Okay, I'm gonna mirror Kyle on this. Yeah, this is an atrociously bad film,
Mm-hmm.
but I am gonna give it 2 cleavages.
Yep.
4 breasts.
Yep.
I also think it's atrocious by design. Let me just throw that in.
No,
there.
no.
Hold on,
Can
hold
you
on.
let me get to my
Yeah,
point?
I know.
Thank you for saying that.
Can I say
though.
this? Can I say this? We have a bad habit of only interrupting Mike when he gives his rating.
Because he takes
Nobody
the
else.
pauses and you think he's done. I thought he was done. What's he got to take 10 breaths? He's out of breath already?
I am out of breath
Three
already.
words.
Listening to you, yeah. No, here's the point. I can say that I don't like the film. I can say I don't like the script. I can say it mirrors every other late 80s film.
Mm-hmm.
But does it capture what Elvira's entire gimmick is? Absolutely. This is her thing. If you're a fan of Elvira, then I feel like this film delivers. So I can't rightfully give it like a half a boob or, one boob, I guess would be in this case for cleavage. I can't justifiably give it that because if it's a film for a fan and you're trying to shoot for this certain demographic, how can I hate it?
Yeah.
I can't.
No.
So, yeah.
2.
Just give it 2.
2.
Give it 4 breasts.
Two boobs are better than 1.
Yep.
Well, 4 breasts is even
4
better
breasts
than
are
2.
better than 2. There you go.
Apparently.
Someone get him his oxygen mask now.
No, I don't think he's done yet.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
there
wait,
you
he's
go.
took a
Wait,
pause.
wait.
It was just pause.
I'm done.
Chris.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris.
That was
Chris.
a butt fuck intro right there.
Chris, you go ahead. You give this rating.
All right. Okay. Yeah, you're right, guys. It's not a fantastically made film. The script isn't amazing, but I will give it a lot of credit for its creativity. Able to move the story along in simply jokes and mostly pertaining to boobs or something of like a sexual kind of reference. But overall, this movie is fun. It has like a lightheartedness, and Elvira is a character. Like Elvira, I actually love the fact that she started on doing just hosting crappy sci-fi and horror films, and then built her character up into actually achieving a feature-length film in the late 80s. That's pretty. I think that's kind of an achievement. And
What do you
she
think
is
I'm
a
doing
household.
here?
She is a household name. So I think that's great that she's brought this kind of sense of humor, this strong female character too. So I'm gonna give this movie a 4. I have a lot of fun with it. I'm a big fan of Elvira, so. And I even like Haunted Hills, and I would actually say that's a worse film than this.
Kyle, do you have something to say?
Oh, quick question, because I don't know a whole lot about Elvira's show. Did she start on public access or no?
I have no idea. I don't.
I gotta
I don't
imagine
think
she
so.
did, right?
We should probably read up
I
on
don't
her,
think
huh?
so.
We
I
should
don't think
probably
so.
read up on her.
Research is only good. It's only good for as far as you take
I just
it.
like to talk about the film that's in front of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Why?
I'll give you some history, but
Why?
I'd rather talk
Why
about the film
cloud
in front
it?
of me.
Why cloud it with other information?
All right, guys, that's our show for this week. We just talked about Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. You can follow us on Instagram at cultfilm_review. You can follow us on Twitter at cultfilm_review. You can follow Mike
at Mike Salucio on Twitter, or you can take a seat.
he messed it up.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you stuttered.
No, he's taking a pause. He was done.
All right, why don't you
Are
go
you
and
done?
finish your thought?
You can read me at friendlyneighborhoodfilmmaking.com.
Read you?
Yeah, read me.
yeah,
that's what you do.
That's what you do.
You do it at a blog.
You don't see him.
See?
I think my photo's on there somewhere.
Oh.
You can follow Chris
You can follow me at cultfilm_Chris on Instagram.
That's a line. All right, and next up, you can follow Kyle
You can follow me on cultfilm_Kyle. Is that what it is?
Question?
That is.
Okay, on Twitter. Yeah, there's an underscore in there. Cultfilm_Kyle on Twitter.
This show was brought to you tonight by vodka and cranberry juice.
Okay.
All right, guys, that's our show for this week. Just remember, guys, if you're going to join a cult, make sure they watch good movies.